If you've ever watched pro Rocket League players, you've probably noticed something interesting. When they play ranked, they use a different approach compared to their strategies in pro matches. In pro games, teamwork and rotations are precise and planned to the smallest detail, but in ranked, they keep things way simpler and it still works. So in this video, I'm going to share 8 really simple yet effective tips that you can steal from pros to help you rank up faster. And I'd really recommend watching until the end of this video because the last strategy I'm going to tell you guys is one that actually changed my gameplay forever. Before we dive into this video, if you're serious about improving your game and want a more hands-on approach to your training, consider joining my coaching program. Whether you're bronze, silver, gold, diamond, grand champ, DM me on Discord with the word coach to get started today. The first tip here might sound really counterintuitive, but over-rotating can actually help you in ranked. In pro play, over-rotating or even double committing on defense is a huge mistake and leads to conceded goals. But in ranked, the rules are a little bit different. You've probably seen pros do it, leaving a position early or rotating aggressively even when it's really risky. Here's why it can work. In ranked games, most players go for straightforward, fast-paced plays. If you find yourself facing constant pressure from quick attacks, aggressively rotating to support your teammates, or to contest 50-50s can throw off your opponents and even lead to breakaway opportunities. But keep in mind that this strategy works best if you have a solid understanding of the field and communicate well with your teammates. If everyone's just driving around aimlessly, it'll obviously backfire. Imagine you're playing a high diamond match and the other team keeps sending the ball downfield relentlessly. Rather than sitting back and waiting for them to pressure you, consider rotating aggressively to intercept passes or put pressure on their playmakers. Just like in pro play, you're making them react to you instead of giving them all of the control. Next up, let's talk about boost management. It's tempting to grab 100 boost pads whenever you see them, but that's not always the smartest move. Pros know how to use small boost pads strategically. If you watch high-level gameplay, you'll see them constantly picking up small pads scattered throughout the field instead of wasting time heading to the big boost in the corners. Here's how you can apply this. Instead of leaving your position to grab a corner boost, try to maintain boost efficiency by collecting small pads. This keeps you in the play and ensures you always have enough boost to make an impact. Also remember to starve your opponents of boost whenever you can. If you rotate through their half, make sure to grab a few of their small pads, and that's a pretty simple tactic pros use to gain an advantage. You don't need full boost to be effective. Pros know this, and so should you. Playing smart with your boost can make you feel way faster and more unpredictable, even when you're not sitting on 100. Pre-flipping is one of those skills that you see pros do all the time. Instead of just boosting in a straight line, they use pre-flips to reach the ball faster or to adjust their position. It might seem flashy, but it's actually a fundamental part of efficient movement. To master pre-flipping, start practicing in free play. Drive around, get a feel for the timing, and experiment with using your flip early to extend your reach or to gain extra speed. Not only does this make you faster, but it also helps you beat opponents to 50s or intercept plays that could turn really dangerous. A simple way to practice this is to set up a custom training pack where you have to reach the ball quickly in various situations. Focus on timing your pre-flips correctly, and remember, it's all about building muscle memory. One of the simplest tactics that pros use, and one that often gets overlooked in lower ranks, is strategic demoing. Taking out an opponent at the right moment can completely shift the momentum of the game, whether it's removing a defender from their goal line or targeting the player about to make a critical pass. Demos can give your team the upper hand, but here's the thing. You can't just mindlessly chase demos. The key is timing and purpose. Watch how pros like Garrett G or First Killer use demos. They wait for moments when they're rotating back or when they have no other way to make an impact. Demoing is not only about disrupting plays, but also about opening up space for your teammates. Next time you're rotating out of the offensive zone and have no clear opportunity to challenge the ball, consider going for a demo on a key opponent. This puts pressure on the other team, and this can lead to easy goals for your side. Just don't overdo it, or you'll end up out of position and leaving your team vulnerable. Patience is underrated in Rocket League, especially in ranked games where everyone wants to be the hero. Pros have an incredible sense of when to commit to a play and when to wait. Sometimes the best move you can do is to do nothing. That's right, instead of jumping at every ball or rushing for every challenge, learn to read the play and anticipate what's coming next. Think about this: if you overcommit and miss a challenge, your team is likely left scrambling to recover. But if you stay patient and hold your ground, you'll be in a better position to clear the ball or make a crucial save. This doesn't mean being passive or doing nothing the whole game. Instead, it means knowing when to strike and when to let your opponents make the first move. Next time you're in free play, work on shadowing the ball and waiting for the perfect moment to challenge. You can also focus on practicing defense drills that force you to be patient, like waiting for the ball to bounce off the backboard before making your clear. Over time, you'll develop the composure needed to make better decisions under pressure. Bonus tip: adapt to your teammates' playstyle. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Pros are the best in the world at adapting. In ranked, you're not always going to have perfect teammates who rotate flawlessly, but instead of getting frustrated, pros adjust their play to complement whatever their teammates are doing. For example, if you notice your teammate is super aggressive and constantly pushing up, you might have to play more defensively to cover for them. On the flip side, if your teammate is sitting back too much, it might be on you to create pressure and drive the attack forward. It's all about being flexible and reading the game. Stop expecting your teammates to play like pros and start thinking about how you can adapt to make the most of these situations. Sometimes that might mean hanging back and playing a more supportive role, even if you prefer to be the aggressive player on your team. Tip number 6, master efficient boost management. One of the most critical aspects that separate pros from average players is how they manage their boost. You'll rarely ever see a pro completely out of boost because they know how to move really efficiently around the field. They prioritize picking up small boost pads instead of always chasing the big ones, and they understand how to rotate back while maintaining enough boost to stay relevant in the play. Here's a tip you can use right away. Next time you're rotating back on defense, pay attention to your path and make sure you're picking up the small boost pads along the way. These pads are often overlooked, but just 3 or 4 of them can give you enough boost to make a critical save or clear. Remember, the 100 big boost pads are contested, and 9 times out of 10 are too risky to even go for, especially when you're out of position. In free play, practice driving around the field and collecting only the small boost pads while maintaining a flow that keeps you close to the ball. The goal here is to get used to navigating the field in a way that maximizes your boost efficiency without sacrificing positioning. Tip number 7, smart ball control over flashy moves. We all love seeing highlight reel goals and flashy aerial plays, but the truth is, pros know when to keep things simple. Instead of always going for double taps or flip resets, pros like to maintain smart ball control. This is particularly important in ranked games where consistency beats out unnecessary risk taking. Let's take a page out of the playbook of someone like an ex-pro Squishy Muffins. You'll notice he has incredible control over the ball, whether he's dribbling on the ground or carrying it in the air. But what stands out the most is his decision making. He only goes for advanced mechanics when it's the right choice, not just because he can. Pretty much any pro that you'll ever watch has the same arsenal of mechanics, despite it looking like it or not. Every pro can double flip reset, every pro can triple flip reset, but you don't see them doing it. Start working on your ground control and basic flicks before diving into flashy mechanics. You should feel really confident carrying the ball up the field and executing simple plays that put pressure on your opponents. Practice carrying the ball on top of your car and learn to fake out defenders instead of trying to air dribble every time you have the ball. Once you have a really solid foundation, then you can start learning and mixing in more advanced moves as the situation calls for it. Tip number 8, stay positive and focused. And this one might sound a bit cheesy, but it's crucial. Pros don't let one mistake throw them off on their game. Staying positive and focused is a massive part of what makes them successful, even in high pressure situations. Rocket League is a frustrating game, especially when you're on a losing streak, but getting tilted only makes things worse. If you find yourself getting tilted, take a moment to reset. Pros often take short breaks between games to refocus and clear their heads. It's a small habit that can make a difference over time. Remember, even the best players make mistakes. It's how you come back that matters. The next time you make a mistake in a game, practice just not caring about it. And I don't mean just don't care about the mistakes you're making and don't dwell on them. You can still try to improve on the mistakes, but pondering and dwelling over mistakes you made in the past isn't going to do anything. You'll be surprised at how much more focused and effective you'll be when you keep a really positive mindset. And there you have it. Simple tips, 5 simple tips that you can steal from pros to improve your ranked games. These aren't just abstract concepts, they're actionable strategies you can use right away. Remember, you don't have to play like a pro to rank up, but learning from the best and adapting their techniques can make a huge difference. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment letting me know which of these tips you're excited to try out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.